I feel like this entire video should come with a spoiler alert for cooking the books. Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife and today I'm going to take you through all of these. These are all of the cookbooks that I own. So some of them have already featured in a cooking the books video. Some of them will feature in upcoming cooking the books videos, and some of them I've literally just gotten and I haven't decided what recipes to cook from them yet. Let's take a look at what we've got. So first on the list is this one. This was a gift last year on my birthday, so 2019 on my birthday, from all of these people except for me. It's one of those notebooks where it's a bit too special for you to actually write in it, but it's laid out as like a recipe book where you can put in like your ingredients are here, what it is, how long it takes, how many people it serves, and you can put the method on the right hand side page. I treasure this. I have not written in it yet, but I probably will soon. The next one is Round 2 Hours by Alice Levine and Laura Jackson. So I got this from the book depository about 3 years ago by now. I definitely got it before I moved to Germany because I had a copy sent home. This is kind of like a dinner party book where you have little, how do I say it? You have kind of themes that you can follow. So some of them are like 8 until late, Mexican fiesta. So you have kind of like full spreads that you can put out for that entire theme. I don't host a lot of dinner parties, but I have kind of looked in through this book every now and then just to get a little bit of inspiration, or I'm not sure what I'm going to cook for dinner tomorrow, so maybe I could cook something from this. From this so far, I have cooked the black bean quesadillas and absolutely loved them. So if you like dinner parties, if you want to bring a little bit of variety into your meals, this is the book to get. Next on the list is Jamie's Great Britain. And as you can imagine, this is chock full of your quintessential British recipes. So you've got something for Queen Victoria sponge cake, you have got roast chicken, you have got toad in the hole, you have like Eccles cake, Welsh cakes, anything that you can think of that is quintessentially British food is found in this recipe. I have actually used this already to make the roast chicken that comes from this, and I utterly adored it. I love roast chicken anyway, it's one of my favorite Sunday roasts, but this really brought it to another level. And I think for the next birthday that rolls around, I'm going to try out the Victoria sandwich recipe that is in this, because I think it's such a simple but classic cake that everybody is going to love. What could possibly go wrong? Lots of things, actually, really, when you think about it. Next on the list is another one by a British-ish TV chef, in that he features on British TV quite a lot, and it's Gino D'Acampo. I adore Italian food. I love Gino D'Acampo's cooking. I have looked at a couple of recipes on his website already, but I wanted to have the book so that I would have a little bit more variety, so that I could just easily access them from my bookshelves. So the recipe in this book that I have really got my eyes on is this one. It's like a pasta, chicken, red chili, and cherry tomato dish, and it sounds utterly delicious. But I have also been kind of looking around for it because I like to kind of get something really quick done when I come home on a Wednesday evening, because Wednesdays are really long and stressful days for me. So I like to have something that I can just throw into the oven for 20 minutes or throw onto a saucepan for 20 minutes and it's just done, and it's quick, but it's also really healthy because I do want to lean a bit away from takeaways a little bit more. But now that I have this recipe book, I think that's going to be a much easier task. The next book on the list is by one of my favorite cooks at the moment. I am calling her a cook, I am calling her a chef, even though I don't necessarily know if that's a title that she gives herself. Cooking on a Bootstrap by Jack Monroe. I got this off my Amazon wishlist. I'm pretty sure it was for my birthday this year. And I'll be honest, I haven't used any of the recipes that are in it yet. But I have a feeling that there's a lot of comfort food recipes in there. There's a lot of things that you can take out of a tin and put them into your cooking repertoire. So once the weather starts getting a bit colder, once the nights start getting a bit longer, this book is going to be a staple for me. I'm going to show you these two together because they kind of form a group, and they kind of belong together, even though I separate my books by color and these don't have the same color spine. The Quick Roasting Tin and the Quick Roasting Tin Around the World. I got this one as a present from my wish list from Paige, from Pages with Paige, about a week or two ago. I think it was around the end of September, start of October that I got it. And I loved it so much I went out and bought this one. I know so many people around BookTube, around Bookstagram, just in the cooking world in general, who really love both of these books. I really bought into the hype, put them both on my wish list. And when Paige sent me this one, I cooked something already for cooking the books, which was a aubergine and courgette pasta bake. It was divine. You can go and check out how to make it in this little video that I've popped up here. But I loved it so much I went and bought the Around the World one. And I had a look through it last weekend. There are so many recipes in there that I want to try. Specifically the kind of Central American and Latin American recipes, like this Cuban peppers sweet and sour style sounds absolutely delicious. But there is also a barbecued recipe that is in there that I cannot wait to get trying. Another author that is already featured, and another book that I have actually used something from already and done a cooking the books from, 5 Ingredients by Jamie Oliver. From this I made the mushroom pasta with cream and garlic and it was delicious. But there is also another recipe in there that I really enjoy, which is a rosé prawn pasta. So you use red pesto, rosé wine, prawns, garlic, and either spaghetti, linguine, tagliatelle, whichever pasta you want. Oh my god, it's so good. I actually haven't made that in a really long time and I think I will make it again next week. I really enjoy this book. It has given me a lot of ideas for stuff that I haven't made before, stuff that I haven't eaten before. Like before I made that prawn recipe, I hadn't really eaten a lot of prawns and a lot of seafood. But I am, through this book, starting to discover a lot more flavors and a lot more foods that I didn't know I had already enjoyed. I think this one is my most recent purchase. And if it's not, it's immediately before my most recent purchase. And it is The Daily Dish by Gina and Carol Daly. These two have lost a significant amount of weight between the two of them. And they have done that by eating food that still tastes really good, that is still really good for you, but it is kind of like a knockoff of the stuff that you would get from takeaways, or the really big filling meals that you would make as a cheat day kind of meal. So you have stuff like spice bags in there, or you have this really, really good satay recipe in here. There's so much from this that I still haven't tried yet, and there's so much from this that I have already. There is a recipe in here for a lasagna that is out of this world good. I absolutely swear by this book. I think this one is going to feature next on a cooking the books video. I need to decide what recipe is going to go because there's just so much choice. Another kind of slimming meals, but you can still really enjoy them book is Pinch of Nom. I have looked on the recipe book and I have looked on their website for stuff that you can kind of cheat meal but bring the calories down quite a lot. And there is something, I don't remember if it's in this book or in their second book, but it's definitely on the website, which is like an enchilada lasagna, and it is fantastic. There's also a really good satay recipe in this one, so I'm gonna have to do like a satay off soon, I think. But I have, again, used this book for so much inspiration, recipes. I have made a couple of things out of this and I have been blown away by both of them. The shakshuka recipe in here is so good. I made that a couple of weeks ago, I think, as like a Saturday morning breakfast when I could just chill out and have some coffee with it, and it was divine. What I really like about this book as well is that it kind of separates the meals out into categories as to how indulgent you want to go. So you have like the light indulgent ones where it's not super heavy on the calories, but you can still splurge a little bit. And then you go right up to like weekend indulgence, where it's like, this is probably going to take up most of your food allowance for the day, but go ahead and treat yourself. I really enjoy books like that, where it's giving you kind of the ideas for bringing all of the really good stuff that you've enjoyed from takeaways and that you've enjoyed from restaurants, and just bringing it into your own kitchen and working around your own food wants. Yet another set of books paired together because they are from the exact same publisher, they're from the exact same company. They just have a little bit of variety in the two books, and that is, I think everybody knows this brand by now. Everybody has seen the videos that are on Facebook, and this is just a collection of some of the videos that you would have seen on Facebook pages, on Instagram, on Twitter. basically anywhere that you can access the internet, you have seen a tasty video. And this kind of just gathers them all together. It gives you a couple of more ones that you wouldn't have seen on like the app or on their Facebook pages. For cooking the books, have made the chicken parmigiana from this one, and I really liked it. And I liked it so much that I went out and got this one as like here's an Amazon gift card birthday present to myself. I haven't made anything from this yet, but I have kind of looked through it, and there are a couple of from around the world inspiration ideas that I'm going to have a look at in the next couple of weeks and just try and bring a little bit more variety into my cooking. This next one is out and out indulgence, but it kind of ties into one of my favorite cuisines. This is Simply Simon, the American Diner Cookbook by Simon Delaney. He is an Irish actor, he is a TV presenter, but he also featured on our to date only series of Celebrity MasterChef, and I think he came second in that series. He was one of the contestants who I enjoyed throughout the series because he really built on his knowledge and gained so much skill throughout the whole episodes that you just could not help but root for him. When he brought this out, my brother got this for me as a Christmas present that year, and I have my eye on several of the recipes in here. There is one that has particularly caught my eye, and it is a pulled pork topped mac and cheese recipe. I got heart palpitations thinking about it because it seems like it's going to be so heavy, but it does gather two things that I really love, which is pasta and pulled pork, and I think that is going to be the ultimate weekend indulgence dinner. This is one that I'm not really expecting a lot of people to know about, and it's also the one that I fear the most, just because it's written in the German language. So this is Heimathäppchen, which features a lot of recipes from around the specific area of Germany that I live in. So it features recipes from Nordrhein-Westfalen, the state that I live in, but it breaks them down into the little specific areas of the state. So you have the Ruhrpott, which is where I live, you have the Rhineland, you have the Sauerland, and you have the Eifel region, which is like a mountainous forestry area. You have recipes like Himmel und Erd, which is like a blood sausage with apple and potato recipe. But something that I am really interested in is just quintessentially German. The currywurst. I want to try and make my own currywurst with chips and just see if I can best one of my favorite currywurst Buddhas that you find on the streets here. If I can do that, mission accomplished. The next two books are probably the ones that I cook from the most. I bought the first copy when I was in London a couple of years ago, and I love that so much. I got the second copy that year for Christmas immediately, which was only a couple of months afterward, I think. So it is the Nosh for Students series by Joy Me. I cook from both of these religiously. I have made so much from them. I've made beef enchiladas. I have made this kind of one pot tomato and pancetta risotto. I have made the Thai green chili. I have made the chili con carne. I have tried to make the hot pot. Didn't go very well. There's kind of like a sausage and mash thing that I thought would be really good, and I made that one evening and it was just the happiest I've been in such a long time. If you know somebody who is going to university, who is in university, who just wants to start building on the basics of cooking, get them these books. I stand so behind these. And so those are all of the cookbooks that I own, and some which have already featured in Cooking the Books, and some which are going to feature in upcoming Cooking the Books specials. If you have any of the cookbooks that I have shown you, what recipes should I make from them first? Don't forget to like and subscribe because I have new videos up every week. Now, get on out of here.